Oral communication is the process of delivering a message to an audience. This is used for presentations and for interacting with other people. This helps students to improve public speaking skills and confidence that they can use for their future careers. So, what does it take to ace an oral presentation? This instructional video will prepare you for your next oral presentation. Before you start doing your oral presentation, you need to remember several things. First, you have to be familiar with your topic. Research on your topic by gathering different resources. But remember, do not rely heavily on internet resources. Next, you have to prepare your instructional materials. Make sure that your materials are complete before your presentation. Also, rehearse your entire presentation. Try to practice to complete your presentation in no more than the required number of minutes for your presentation. Next, an hour before your presentation, be sure to check the visuals and the equipments that you will use on your presentation. Make sure that everything is functioning well, and if possible, bring backups of your presentation. Lastly, make sure that you look presentable. Before you start, you have to condition yourself. You have to overcome your nervousness so that you will have a good presentation. Start your presentation with a question, a startling fact, a joke, a story, or a quotation to hold listeners' attention right from the start until the finish.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Red. How's everyone doing today? We're doing fine. Yeah, that's good. Tiffany, James, Art.
Next, immediately establish rapport with the audience through eye contact. Make sure to have good connection with your students. Also, control your voice and vocabulary. Avoid fillers such as you know, and Make sure to monitor what you are saying.
So, for today, we are going to discuss Beowulf. Today, I'm going to discuss Beowulf, specifically the kennings that can be found in the epic.
Also, do not stay in one place. Pick a few places in the room to walk to. Next, use visual aids effectively. If you are going to use the traditional materials and visuals, make sure that it supports what you are saying. Do not overload your visuals. Or, if you will use a PowerPoint presentation, make sure that the students can see the slides. Do not read from a slide.
Okay, so what are kennings? Kennings compressed form of metaphor, originally used in Anglo-Saxon and Norse poetry. In a kenning, an object is described in a two-word phrase such as whale arose or sea. Okay, so what is a kenning? A kenning is another kind of a metaphor. It describes an object in the form of a two-word phrase, and it is used in Anglo-Saxon period.
Lastly, monitor your time. Make sure you're neither too fast
Okay, so from these lines,
nor too slow.
use that means king. Thank you for correct. Thank you, Tiffany.
Kenning is another form of a metaphor that is usually
In a certain situation, you are only given a specific time to finish your discussion. Make sure to use it wisely.
for dragon. Other examples are fighting gear or battle gear for body armor, battle sweat for blood, and light of battle for sword.
Now that you are done presenting, make sure to summarize your points. You can use a quotation or a statement to conclude your presentation.
Summarize our topic. We've talked about the kennings that can be found in the epic Bibles. And remember that kennings is another kind of a metaphor, usually in a two-word phrase. For example, fighting gear for body armor, battle sweat for blood, and light of battle for sword.
Okay, so let's have a review of the different guidelines used to make an oral report. Research on your topic by gathering different resources. Next, you have to prepare your instructional materials. Also, rehearse your entire presentation. Next, an hour before your presentation, be sure to check the visuals and the equipments that you will use on your presentation. Lastly, make sure that you look presentable. You have to overcome your nervousness so that you will have a good presentation. Start your presentation with a question, a startling fact, a joke, a story, or a quotation to hold listeners' attention right from the start until the finish. Also, do not stay in one place. Pick a few places in the room to walk to. Next, use visual aids effectively. If you are going to use the traditional materials and visuals, make sure that it supports what you are saying. Do not overload your visuals. Lastly, monitor your time.
We've talked about the kennings that can be found in the epic Bibles.
Now that you are done presenting, make sure to summarize your points. You can use a quotation or a statement to conclude your presentation. Now that you've listed all the guidelines, let's see them in action.
form of a metaphor that is usually in two-word phrases. And it was originally used in the Anglo-Saxon period. For example, Twilight spoiler for dragon. Other examples are fighting gear or battle gear for body armor, battle sweat for blood, and light of battle for sword. Tiffany, kindly read these lines.
Murder's fame spreading and everywhere, and the means great giver did not boast of glorious victories in other wars. Is that
Okay, so from these lines, what do you think is the kenning used that means king?
great giver?
Ring giver, correct. Thank you, Tiffany. Now next, Carl, read these lines.
As they followed along, then they realized suddenly that she brought him into someone's battle hall, and there the waters beat the dark curtain.
Okay, what is the kenning that is used in these lines that means arena?
Battle hall.
Battle hall, correct. Thank you, Arl. To summarize our discussion for today, we've talked about kennings, that is another form of a metaphor, usually in two-word phrases. For example, fighting gear or battle gear for body armor, battle sweat for blood, light of battle for sword, and ring giver for king, and last battle hall for
Arena.